first half and finish the game. So that feels great. And the best part about it was we were the tougher team. We played great defense towards the end of the game, and we stuck together and we fought, and that's what we knew it would take to beat Seton Hall. So at least I got one, so now I feel good, a little better. But we still got another one and more games to come, so this has to be a quick turnaround for all of us.
How frustrating was it as a team, you guys shot pretty poorly from three-point range until Remy and then you hit those two clutch threes?
Nobody's going to tell us to stop shooting. We're going to keep shooting. We have great shooters on the team, and I knew eventually one of my shots were going to fall, and I'm the first one to encourage everybody else keep shooting. Eventually, if you're a shooter, the only way to get out your slump is to keep shooting. So you just got to keep playing hard, and that's it.
What was with the foul from Sterling?
I expected that. I could have called that out before the game even started. That's nothing new for either of us. He tried, but it didn't work out too well.
You guys went on I think it was a 14-3 run midway through the second half, 11 minutes to 5 minutes, I think it was. But that was the decisive run. For any of you guys, what keyed that run in your mind?
I think what sparked that run was our defense. We were playing we pressured them real hard and stuff like that, and that's what we did. We tuned into the scouting report and what they gave us. Coming out in the second half, we started lackadaisical and kind of like we do every game, which is what we need to improve on. But the last 10, 15 minutes, we really stuck tough to the scouting report and played our hearts out because we knew that we needed this game. So I think that's what I think the defense, playing on the defensive end, is what got the run started.
And a ton of credit to Remy Abel. He played amazing defense on Sterling Gibbs the whole game. So when we saw Sterling start to hit those 2 3-pointers, I went and checked him and said, what's the thing you hate the most? And he said, getting scored on. And I challenged him from that point on, and he took the challenge and he stuck with it.
G, how much of a help has that been for you this year? Because in the past, it's been your role. You've got to cover the other guys best play the whole game, and you've got to run the team. Is it nice to be able to share that doing some with Remy?
As far as exploiting energy, yeah, it's a great help. Remy's been a great defender, ever since I've known him in high school. In Indiana, he was one of those great defenders in college. So when he came here, we were looking forward to that. And
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, how much of what he did tonight is want to, how much is skill, how much is the fact that he has really long arms? Describe that.
That's just him. If you see Remy every day, if you talk to him about playing defense, if you watch anything in the past, you're going to see that that's just him. It's his personality of not getting scored on, no matter who it is. Small guard, tall guard, big, it doesn't matter. He has a lot of heart on the defensive end.
What do you think it says about this team? You guys lose at DePaul. They've got a good start. Kind of disappointing loss for you guys. They have 2 top 25 wins in like an 8-day period now. What does it say about Xavier this season and where you guys are going?
Oh, we got a great team. We're young. Like Trey said, our second half's got to start a lot better for us to be successful, going on in this league. But as far as the loss at DePaul, we could have finished that out. But, it's something you win some, you lose some. And we could have played a lot better there. But moving on, that's, a quote that Coach Mack gave us before the game. I've heard it a lot, over my 4 years here. It's from Martin Luther King. He said, adversity doesn't show character, it reveals it. And I think we showed that we had a lot of courage and a lot of heart to move on from the DePaul game and come here and get a win.
They still came out and I think outscored you 7-2 in the very first couple minutes of the second half. So what kind of flip did you guys switch? How are you able to come back from that where you haven't been able to before?
Really, it's just we got to stay together. That's the only thing I really said in the huddle. There's a lot of arguing, a lot of saying who needs to do this, who needs to do that, a lot of blame. But at the end of the day, we're one team. We're going to win and lose as a team. So, and just staying together in the second half and pulling through. It's hard to win here at Xavier. And playing against us here, it's going to be tough for anybody. So we just stuck together.
Miles, did you guys change anything with the way you were defending the ball screens? Because it seemed like they were really kind of killing you that with the first few minutes of the second half, and then the final few minutes, it seemed like you shirted up defensively.
Before the game even started, before the game happened in practice, we were working on different ways to defend the ball screen, especially with Mobley being a great pick and pop shooter and with all the shooters surrounded on the court. I don't think we changed up a lot. I just think it just got to the point where it's either we're going to do it or we're not going to do it. This is either going to help us win the game or it's help us going to lose the game. So at the end of the day, somebody has to check the other person and say, we got to get this stopped. We know what we have to do, so let's just do it. And that's just what it took. And we're trying to become the team that doesn't just say it. We just need to get it done, and we got it done.
It was a hard-fought game. I thought our defense was really key throughout. I thought our ball screen coverage was as good as it's been all year. The first 25 minutes or so of the game, however, we didn't secure 50-50 balls, loose ball rebounds, and that prevented us from getting stops on the defensive end. And over the last maybe 10 to 12 minutes, something changed in a positive way for us. And I really believe that it started with that play that Miles made right next to their bench, where we finally got a loose ball. Miles dove on it. He tried to secure it and rip it out, and it felt like it was probably going to end up being a jump ball, and he called a timeout. And that just sort of changed, how we attacked loose balls from there on out. And so often when you play good teams, that's what it comes down to, is being able to get 50-50 balls, be the first team to the floor, not allow second chance points. And that to me was the difference in the game. Thought our perimeter players did a great job on their ball screens. Our bigs coverage was excellent. And it's on to Butler for this team.
Can you talk specifically about Remy Abel's defense? Coach Willard lavished praise on him and thought he was just the star of the game.
Remy takes, like we've talked about, individual challenges personally. And I think that, out of the 8 points that Gibbs got, 2 of them were on a tough contested pull-up. I don't even know if Remy was on them. And then the 2 threes towards the end of the game, which were dagger threes, he's 0 for 6 at that point. Coming into the game, Sterling Gibbs, in my opinion, has played his way into being the best guard in our conference. And he wasn't on any first team, all conference ballots, preseason picks, or anything like that. But his play, to me, I haven't seen every team, but he's been the best guard production-wise in our league. He's 50% from 3, 2-to-1 assist-turnover ratio. He's won big games. He's hit big shots. And those 2 threes were, I think, a learning experience for Remy, that, he was trying to basically stutter step to get his hands down and shoot a tough shot. And Remy started to raise his hand the last couple minutes, and he didn't even take them. And he battled cramps as well. But Remy takes personal challenges, very personal. And tonight he had a big one on his plate.
So, Chris, what you're basically saying right off the top is that effort won this game.
Well, I think the last 10, 12 minutes, our effort was really good defensively, Paul, but not enough to finish the possession in the first 25 minutes. But I thought our effort in the last 10 to 12 minutes, we put it all together. We got stops, we contested shots, and then we secured, like I said before, loose ball rebounds and won those 50-50 battles.
How big were those back-to-back threes by Remy and Miles to really give you a lift?
They were big. We were in the half court a lot against a team that tries to confuse you. I thought we got some open looks. I thought the difference between our team this year and last year against Seton Hall, number one, we can stretch the floor better with the guys that we have, but we moved the ball. We didn't hold it. We didn't try to analyze what defense they were in. Kevin's down at the other end changing defenses every time the ball comes down our way. And we just tried to move the ball and duck in our bigs, move the ball, duck in our bigs, and because of that, we got some good looks. And those 2 shots, I thought provided a big boost in confidence.
Could you assess the play of Matt Stainbrook tonight? What did you think from him?
Terrific. His line may not look it, but Matt finally took a step forward with ducking in and sealing really close to the basket. He was working for position. Now, hindsight's 20/20. I talked to Matt a lot the last 2 days about ducking in and wanting position and jockeying for it, catching the ball closer to the basket, but I should have alerted the guards that he was going to do that. Because they're so used to, Matt's big paw sticking out at 12 feet, and they just throw to that target up in the air, and then he draws a double team and he makes a good pass. But as I told Matt, we need more production out of you around the basket. You got to put fouls on people. We have to get you to score. And those double teams have to really, really, really come at a price. And if you catch it deeper, it puts a lot of pressure if you're going to double that close to the rim. And because of it, Trayvon got to the foul line. One time he dove. We got a couple open threes because of it. So we'll put it all together. Matt's got to duck in closer to the basket, but he worked really hard for that position tonight. We didn't reward him as much as we needed to.
What makes Remy or any good defender a good defender?
Well, it starts with the physical gifts. You know, he's very, very quick on his feet. He's a strong kid. He's got good size. So, you know, D. Davis, you know, is got really quick feet, but D's small, and at times that can plague him, but it doesn't hurt Remy. And again, I think besides the physical gifts, he really cares. We talked a lot in the beginning of the year. Paul James Posey had once said it, that towards the end of his career, he stayed on NBA teams because he really relished the role of a defender and a tough guy, and it really bothered him when a guy scored on him. And, you know, Remy, after practice one day, he came up and said, Coach, you know what? It really bothers me, too, when people score on me. And so, you know, only Remy. Took him a couple days to figure that one out, but he got it. And he loves to defend. He cannot stand giving up points on his matchup.
Coach Kevin said the only real difference or advantage in the Big East right now is playing at home, the way things are playing out.
Well, it's shown that, you know, that's been shown to be true here the first, you know, few games out of the chute. But, you know, I think the team that ends up winning this conference is going to win, you know, 4 or 5 road games, period. And, you know, some other teams have taken step forwards to do that. Butler got a big one at St. John's. Providence got one at Butler. So it's tough to win on the road. Our league is really, really competitive. Environments are great. But that's our challenge, and that's what this team aims to do on Saturday.
The way D played tonight, is that kind of the type of play you'd like to see from him night in, night out?
Absolutely. He was locked in. He needs to be locked in like that every single night. You know, I felt like I couldn't take him out of the game. I thought his defense, he was all over Cena. You know, a two-headed monster in the backcourt became more of a one-headed monster. Cena wasn't getting any open looks. D was that quarterback that when they were switching defenses got us into our stuff. He played terrific tonight.